Seen 1,000 porch lights glow through the fall and summer rain. I felt the warmth of a child's hello and the sting of an old chain. I watched the seasons change their clothes from a ditch beside the lane. I found some bones where the thistle grows and licked my wounds again. Oh, I'm just a tumbleweed of fur and bone, a shadow on the move. Every mile has a heart of its own with a different kind of proof. I've known a hand that would toss a stone and a hand that offered food. This old dog's walked the world alone, seen the bad and been the good. I recall a farmhouse warm and bright, a spot beside the stove, a little girl who held me tight and called me her own. But roads have ways of calling dogs, and new folks come and go. So I slipped out through the morning fog where the wilder breezes blow. Oh, I'm just a tumbleweed of fur and bone, a shadow on the move. Every mile has a heart of its own with a different kind of proof. I've known a hand that would toss a stone and a hand that offered food. This old dog's walked the world alone, seen the bad and been the good. The winters, they get longer now, these old joints feel the cold. But I've still got dreams of a kind touch and a story to be told. Beneath this old and setting sun, my traveling's almost done. Yeah, I'm just a tumbleweed of fur and bone, a shadow fading slow. Every love that I have known helps to light the way back home. From a hand that tossed a stone to a hand that offered food, this old dog's walked the world alone, seen the bad, been the good. So if you see me passing by beneath the moon so high, just know I had my share of sky and a gentle soul's goodbye. Gentle soul's goodbye. Left my hometown with a dream in my chest. Heard the city calls, put my hope to the test. With an old suitcase and my father's bless, chasing tomorrows, leaving yesterday's less. Got dreams in my pocket, got fire in my soul, building my future, taking control. Through the concrete jungle, I'll play my role. Got dreams in my pocket, making me whole. future, taking control. Through the concrete jungle, I'll play my role. Got dreams in my pocket, making me whole. Woke up to the morning light, a pale blue Tennessee sky. Saw a shadow gliding graceful, like a teardrop in my eye. He rides the currents like a memory, a silent steady flight. A lonely king in a kingdom where the sun is always bright. Oh, he's an eagle in the heavens, where the wild wind calls his name. Through the canyon echoes singing, he'll never be the same. With feathers touched by freedom and a heart that knows no fear, he's chasing clouds and leaving doubts disappearing year by year. He flies above the rusty fields, the broken barns below, past the river's whispered secrets where the lonely pines still grow. He's seen the roads that lead to nowhere, the dreams that folks let go, but he keeps on searching for a truth that only he can know. Oh, he's an eagle in the heavens, where the wild wind calls his name. Through the canyon echoes singing, he'll never be the same. With feathers touched by freedom and a heart that knows no fear, he's chasing clouds and leaving doubts disappearing year by year. Some say he's just a drifter with no anchor to the ground, but he hears a different melody in every thunder sound. Maybe we're all a little like him, trying to find our way back home, with miles of sky behind us and still more left to roam, and still more left to roam. Oh, he's an eagle in the heavens, where the wild wind calls his name. Through the canyon echoes singing, he'll never be the same. With feathers touched by freedom and a heart that knows no fear, he's chasing clouds and leaving doubts disappearing year by year. So when you see that distant speck where the blue begins to fade, just remember, some souls are born to love the life they've made. Fly on, old eagle, fly on, till even your shadow's gone. hear the tunes you love outside my window pane. Wanna read the stories you wrote, the notes that still remain. I gather every heartbeat, try to keep them all inside, but I can't hold the ocean where your distant memory hides. I wanna walk the paths you walk, see if streetlights still glow. I wanna wait for promises you made so long ago. I'm afraid the day will come when I forget your name, left alone with only echoes of a fading flame. Still unsure which way the future's meant to go. If you find your happiness, I'll try to let you know. But what I know the best is still the moment you withdrew. The harder that I try to move on, the more I'm missing you. I can't learn not to miss you, can't learn to let you go. This longing comes in waves just like the tide's eternal flow. You're no longer by my side, yet in my heart you'll always be. So please don't take the last trace of your tenderness from me. I can't learn not to love you, though love brings only pain. The closer that I try to get, the more I must remain. You vanished from my world, yet in my lines you still reside. So let me hold these memories and dream here by your side. Recall the way you spoke, so gentle like the clouds above. Recall the way you looked at me, a gaze I understood. I hide the love letters I never sent, sealed and kept from view. Afraid to hear the breaking of my heart if I break through. Imagine that blank second when you turned and walked away. Imagine that planned trip to see the ocean gone astray. If I had found a little courage, dared to speak my truth that day, would we still be walking on the same path, not led astray? I've grown used to the solitude, but not to love's sweet sting. The more I act composed, the more defeat it seems to bring. It took your freedom as a choice, a chapter you could end, while I'm left with this longing, my only faithful friend. I can't learn not to miss you, can't learn to let you go. This longing comes in waves just like the tide's eternal flow. You're no longer by my side, yet in my heart you'll always be. So please don't take the last trace of your tenderness from me. I can't learn not to love you, though love brings only pain. The closer that I try to get, the more I must remain. You vanished from my world, yet in my lines you still reside. So let me hold these memories and dream here by your side. If sunlight wouldn't fade, the night would never fall. If rainbows never faded, rain wouldn't hurt at all. Could you look back just once before you disappear? So goodbye could become, I'll hold you dear. I can't learn not to miss you, can't learn to set you free. So let this song just keep you here inside of me. You're no longer by my side, yet in my heart you'll always be. So don't you leave, at least not from my memory. coffee's weak, the news is all so grim. Another day of shadows, chances growing slim. The factory's closing down, got a pink slip in my hand. Feels like I'm sinking slowly in a sea of shifting sand. Pockets full of nothing, but my spirit's standing tall. Facing every hardship, I will rise above it all. The road is steep and rocky, but I'll take it step by time. Pockets full of nothing but this hopeful heart of mine. The car won't start this morning, and the rain is coming down. Words keep on whispering all over this tired town. But deep inside this weariness, a fire still burns low. A tiny stubborn ember with a determined steady glow. Pockets full of nothing, but my spirit's standing tall. Facing every hardship, I will rise above it all. The road is steep and rocky, but I'll take it step by time. Pockets full of nothing but this hopeful heart of mine. I've seen the broken promises, the dreams that fell apart, but I still believe in sunshine with every beat of my heart. For after every darkness, a new dawn will begin, and I'll be there to meet it, and I'll find my strength within. Pockets full of nothing, but my spirit's standing tall. Facing every hardship, I will rise above it all. The road is steep and rocky, but I'll take it step by time. Pockets full of nothing but this hopeful heart of mine. This hopeful heart of mine. Well, the world wears green in the month of May, and the sun spills through the pines. I follow streams that wind away in the scent of wild berry vines. My paws are soft on the mossy floor, a kingdom vast and deep. I dream of honey, I search for more, while the mountain secrets keep. Oh, I'm just a shadow in the timberline, a rustle in the brush, living on wild grapes and sweet sunshine in the forest gentle hush. But there's a cold wind underneath the calm, a fear I've learned to bear, since men with palm came hunting for the honey bear. Summer brought the fat and lazy bees and blueberries big and bold. I bathed in pools beneath the trees as the autumn chill took hold. Then the woods blazed red and gold like fire, a feast before the snow. I filled my den with deep desire for the quiet world below. Oh, I'm just a shadow in the timberline, a rustling in the brush, living on wild grapes and sweet sunshine in the forest's gentle hush. But there's a cold wind underneath the calm, the fear I've learned to bear, since men with thunder in their palm came hunting for the honey bear. I saw my cousin fall one day, a crack that split the air. He didn't run, he couldn't stay, and left his silence there. Now I move soft, I trust no sound, not even my own tread. I'm a lonely king on haunted ground where the peaceful days have fled. Now I'm just a ghost in the timberline, a memory in the brush, stealing wild grapes and pale sunshine through the everlasting hush. 'Cause that old wind whispers of the calm before the sudden scare, when men with thunder in their palm come hunting for the honey bear. So let the snow fall deep and kind and cover all my trails, a sleepy peace to ease my mind as the winter moon prevails. And if I wake when spring is new, I'll vanish in the air, just a tale the old woods tell to you of the lonely honey bear. The grass was high and black as far as eyes could see. A million hooves shook thunder from the earth so wild and free. The tribes, they knew my brother. We gave them shelter, gave them food, a sacred bond of symbiosis, a holy gratitude. But then came men in wagons with a law written in lead to starve the nations from the land. They shot us till we fled. Oh, the buffalo, the buffalo, we covered up the plain. Now the wind just winds across the bones that bake beneath the rain. They took our hides for leather, left the carcass for the crow. Just 1,000 souls were left to face the winter's snow. At Sand Creek and Washita, when teepee fires burned, they knew the quickest way to win was watch our herds get turned into a mountain of skulls at the factory gate, while Washington looked the other way called it manifest fate. We fell not for the hunger, not for the meat we gave, but for the cold arithmetic of making Indians behave. Oh, the buffalo, the buffalo, we covered up the plain. Now the wind just winds across the bones that bake beneath the rain. They took our hides for leather, left the carcass for the crow. Just 1,000 souls were left to face the winter snow. Down to a handful scattered where the Yellowstone still runs. Survivors of a war that none of us had ever won. The eagle circles lonely where the millions used to roam, waiting for mercy, waiting for a home. When holiday went westward, sickened by the scene, he gathered up our remnants for a museum's display case clean. But something stirred in conscience, something whispered this can't stand. A flicker of preservation in a profit-hungry land. From near 1,000 left behind, you're 500,000 now. We're learning how to live again. We're teaching them to plow. Oh, the buffalo, the buffalo, we're coming back somehow. Through tribal herds and refuge lands, we're making our stand now. The prairie needs its thunder, the earth needs us to stay. A symbol of the wounds we've borne and hope for someday.
The morning sun came through the window pane. I put on my shoes, kissed mama goodbye again. Walked to school with Fatima, we laughed about the game. The one we played at recess, nobody knew her name. Teacher wrote the alphabet upon the chalkboard wall. 23 of us girls answered standing tall. Then the sky began to roar like thunder in the spring. But thunder doesn't make the walls of your classroom fall. Where did the playground go, mister? Where did my friends all go? Yesterday we ran beneath the sun. Today they lie beneath the snow. Why do the big folks make the bombs that take the little ones away? I'm only 7 years old, sir. What more can I say? Mama always told me grown-ups know what's right. They fix the broken things and turn on the light. But now the light is gone and Mama's crying in the street, holding Zara's backpack covered in concrete. She sat behind me, she borrowed my red pen. We promised we'd be teachers when we grew up back then. But growing up's a word they use for children far away, not for girls in Manap, at least not today. They say this is for something big, for reasons I can't know. They say that sometimes people die so other flags can grow. But flags don't have a heartbeat, flags don't learn to read, flags don't hold their mama's hand when they are scared and bleed. I saw the president on TV yesterday. He spoke about the victory, he had so much to say. He didn't mention Fatima, he didn't say her name. He didn't know she loved to draw, or that she played the game. Maybe if the generals came and sat at my small desk, if they saw the blood upon the floor, if they saw this ugly mess, they'd put away their maps and pens, they'd put away their pride. They'd remember that the ones who die have dreams like me inside. Where did the playground go, mister? Where did my friends all go? 23 of us that morning. Now the world should know. Why do the big folks make the wars and call it being strong? I'm asking from the rubble now, did we do something wrong? The morning sun comes through the broken wall. I see a little shoe so faded and so small. If you find the ones who dropped the bomb today, tell them Zara's homework never got put away.
I was born in a gravel bed beneath a mountain stream, where the water ran so cold and clear it felt like winter's dream. My mother left me with a sack of gold beneath the stones, and the current sang a lullaby in familiar undertones. The taste of that cold water, it sunk into my bones, a promise that I didn't know would call me back home. Oh, the river calls me home again, through the rain and through the wind. I can feel it in my memory, I can taste it in my skin. 1,000 miles of ocean, a million tears I've cried, but I'll swim until my fins give out with that homeward pull inside. I went down to the estuary, felt the salt change in my gills. The ocean opened wide before me, hungry for my will. 4 years I roamed the Pacific, past Alaska to the sea, past Japan and back again, wild and running free. But every current I followed, every tide that carried me, was just a circle leading back to where I'm meant to be. They say a salmon never eats. Once he turns for home, he burns the flesh upon his back. He swims on flesh and bone, past the bear and past the eagle, past the fisherman's net, past the dam that blocks the river, the hardest test yet. But the water tells a story that my body can't forget. The stream where I was born is calling, and I'm in its debt. I've jumped the falls at Miller's Creek, I scraped my belly raw, I've felt my skin turn red and worn, I've broken every law of nature that says turn back, that says a fish should rest. But something in my blood says go, put every fin to test. The others fall beside me, their silver sides go still. But I can see the gravel bed, I'm climbing up the hill. Oh, the river calls me home again, through the rain and through the wind. I can feel it in my memory, I can taste it in my skin. The water where I started is the water where I'll end. I'll give my body to the stream, so the circle starts again. The eggs lie in the gravel now, beneath the mountain stream. Next spring they'll hatch and downward go, following the dream. And 50 years from autumn, when the leaves have turned to brown, another salmon will return and fight his way back home.
The morning sun came through the window pane. Mom braided my hair and called my name. She packed my lunch with bread and cheese, kissed my head and said, "Please, God, please." I waved goodbye, ran to catch the bus. Like every day, nothing to make a fuss.
But the sky fell down before the bell could ring. Now I'm asking the grown-ups one simple thing. Why did the bonds have to fall? Why won't you answer my call? I'm just a child with a broken toy. Why did you take away my joy?
My friend Layla had a brand new book. She wanted to show me, come take a look. Ali was sharing his candy bar. We were just kids, nothing special by far. Then the sound came loud, then the dust came gray. Now I'm looking for them, but they've gone away.
And the sky fell down before the bell could ring. Now I'm asking the grown-ups one simple thing. Why did the bombs have to fall? Why won't you answer my call? I'm just a child with a broken doll. Why did you take away my all?
They talk on TV about land and pride, about who was wrong and who should hide. But my teacher's gone and my desk is burned. The lessons I learned are not what I've learned. Daddy says, hush child, don't you cry. But I see him wiping his own eyes. Last night I dreamed we were all still there. Layla with her book, Ali with his share. The sun was warm, the bell did ring, and all the children could play and sing. Then I woke up to the silent street, to the sound of my own heartbeat.
The sky fell down, and it's still not right. I'm asking you grown-ups with all my might. Why did the bombs have to fall? Why won't you answer my call? I'm just a child, what do I know?
But why did you let the children go? Mom said she packed my lunch with bread and cheese. She kissed my head and said, please, God, please. The bus came yesterday. The bus came today. But Layla and Ali have gone away. Why?
Montana wind whispers through the pines, a lonesome howl on the timberline. He was born in a den where the sagebrush grows, with eyes the color of the winter snows. His mama taught him how to run and hide when the two-legged shadows came to ride. Oh, Lobo, Lobo, your coat is gray and thin. The elk are scarce and the snow rolls in. You once ruled the canyon wild and free. Now every step's a memory, just a ghost where the wild things used to be. Followed the river through the changing years, through the summer drought and the hunter's fears. Lost his brother to a trap of steel, a pain so sharp he could barely feel. The pack scattered like leaves in the fall, and the silence answered his a lonely call. Oh, Lobo, Lobo, your coat is gray and thin. canyon wild and free. Now every step's a memory, just a ghost where the wild things used to be. They're building roads where the buffalo graze. The howl of the wind is a hymn he raised. He's got no den, he's got no pride, just a patch of moonlight by the riverside. He ain't got a dime, but what he got is his skin. He ain't rich, but Lord, he's still living. Last night he took a lamb from the rancher's pen, a foolish mistake for an old wolf then. The hounds are baying, they're closing in. His lungs burn fire, his legs grow thin. He turns to face them on that frozen hill, in his amber eyes a final will. The Montana wind whispers through the pines, a story told on the timberline. No collar of silver, no name they know, just a silent snow on Lobo's bones.
Daddy built me a paper plane last week before the sky turned red. We flew it in the courtyard, laughing as it sailed over my head. Now the sky is full of different wings. They don't bring toys, they bring the fire. And I hide under the kitchen table, counting seconds, growing tired. Tell me, mister with the uniform, why the sky's crying flames. I used to play hide and seek for fun, now I hide from falling planes. My teacher said the world is big and full of things to understand, but all I've learned is how to run and hold my mama's shaking hand. Water plant beside our street, where my uncle used to work. They say it's gone like yesterday, like my friend who's lost his shirt. He was playing soccer by the wall, now he lies in white and still. I asked his mom when he'll wake up, she just stared at the hill. Tell me, mister with a uniform, why the sky's crying flames. I used to play hide and seek for fun, now I hide from falling planes. My teacher said the world is big and full of things to understand, but all I've learned is how to run and hold my mama's shaking hand. I heard a man on TV say, this is for a greater good, but greater than my brother's laugh, greater than our neighborhood. They talk of nations, talk of pride, of borders drawn in blood and dust, but all I see is broken walls and toys collecting rust. Tonight I'll fold 1,000 planes from the papers they leave behind. Maybe if they see these wings, they'll remember we're the same kind. A child here and a child there, both afraid of what's above, both just wishing for a sky that rains nothing but love. So tell me, mister with a uniform, before you go and drop the bombs. Have you ever held a paper plane? Have you ever had a mom? My candle flickers in the dark, the sirens sing their lullaby. I'm just a boy who wants to live beneath a peaceful sky. Roller came home to an empty house. His side of the closet, just empty hangers now. A note on the table said, I found someone new. She read it twice in silence, didn't know what to do. The coffee she poured that morning had turned cold, like the 15 years of promises he'd sold. But a roller keeps on going, she don't know how to quit. She gets up every morning, yeah, she lives with it. The bills keep on coming, the boss keeps on pushing. Some night she falls asleep still wishing. But when the dawn breaks, she's on her feet again. Roller don't break, she just bends. Monday at the office, the phone won't stop to ring. Her boss don't care about the tears behind her coffee stain. Said, Roller, this report better be on my desk by 5. She nodded with a smile, kept her dignity alive. Her kids need new shoes, the car's making noise. Ain't nobody promised this would be easy for a girl from Illinois. But Roller keeps on going, she don't know how to quit. She gets up every morning, yeah, she lives with it. The bills keep on coming, the boss keeps on pushing. Some night she falls asleep still wishing. But when the dawn breaks, she's on her feet again. Roller don't break, she just bends. Time. 'Cause what's the point in telling her the weight she has to bear? Some load you carry alone, that's just how it is out here. She learned it from her grandma, who raised 6 kids alone. That a woman's strength ain't noisy, it's just a steady stone. Last night she sat on the porch steps, watched the sun go down. Thought about the girl she was, the woman she's found. That girl would have crumbled, would have begged him to come home. But this woman knows she's better, standing on her own. She ain't bitter, ain't broken, just a little tired and tough. She's learned that what don't kill you just makes you more than enough. 'Cause Roller keeps on going, she don't know how to quit. She gets up every morning, yeah, she lives with it. The world keeps on spinning, she keeps on pushing through. Some nights she falls asleep thinking what else is new. But when the dawn breaks, she's on her feet again. Just bends, she don't break, she just bends like the willow in the wind. Roller keeps on going, roller keeps on going.
The morning sun hits the window pane where Sarah used to sit, her notebook still on the desk with her name spelled neat on it. The teacher called the roll today and stopped at letter S. The silence where her voice should be lies heavy on my chest. Why do the big folks make the bombs that fall upon our town? Why do they take the playground swings and turn our desks face down? We were only learning fractions, we were only learning to play. Now half my class is underneath the mud where wildflowers lay.
Jamal could run the fastest in Friday's football game. Yasmin braided everyone's hair and never took the blame. Yesterday they breathed the air and laughed along with me. Today their mothers hold their shoes and stare at what can't be.
Why do the big folks make the bombs that fall upon our town? Why do they take the playground swings and turn our desks face down? We were only learning fractions, we were only learning to pray. Now half my class is underneath the mud where wildflowers lay. In Assembly Hall, the photographs still hang upon the wall. 165 small smiles that won't grow up at all. Some general in a far-off room said collateral, but collateral's my best friend's name, and peace means nothing at all.
Mama says the men in suits have reasons we don't know. Something about oil and pride and enemies and foes.
But I'm just 7, I don't know what grown-up wars are for. I only know my desk feels big with no one here next door. Why do the big folks make the bombs that tore our school apart? Why do they steal our laughter and leave the broken hearts? We were only learning to live, we were only learning to be. Now half my class is underneath the ground and I can't see
why they can't just let us be.
The janitor swept the glass today. He left one braid behind, a little ribbon yellow in the silence left behind. See the children cry through the smoke-stained sky. Their toys lie broken in the street where the soldiers passing by. Little land so cold and still, clutching dreams they can't fulfill, while men in distant chairs decide which hills are worth the ones who die. And they'll never understand the borders drawn in sand, or the reasons for the guns in the tongues of foreign land. They'll just close their weary eyes beneath the lullabies of bombs that fall like rain, and never question why. There's a photograph upon the wall of a child who had it all. A birthday cake, a mother's smile, a future standing tall. Now the frame is cracked with age, like a torn and blood-stained page from a book they'll never read, of the politics and rage. And they'll never understand the profits and the plan, or the oil and the gold that make a man. They'll just fade into the night with no one left to write the name upon a stone, say this child once had a life. Did you see the little girl in the rubble of the world, with a ribbon in her hair and a question left unfurled? She never learned to hate, never got that old enough, just became another number in the ledgers of the powerful. No, they'll never understand the flags of promised land, or the speeches made with pride while the innocent are damned. They'll just slip beneath the ground without a single sound, and the wind will ask the question that echoes all around. Do you see the children cry? Do you see the children cry?